Welcome to this deep dive into single-source shortest path algorithms. We are going to explore the mathematical backbone of modern routing. We will contrast the elegant speed of Dijkstra's greedy approach against the robust, iterative nature of the Bellman-Ford algorithm. By the end, you will understand how these algorithms power everything from GPS navigation to complex internet protocols.
To understand these tools, we must look at their history. Interestingly, the Bellman-Ford algorithm, a staple of dynamic programming, was actually first proposed by Alfonso Shimbel during the Cold War era's focus on network flow. Just a year later, Edsger Dijkstra created his famous algorithm. Legend has it, he designed it in 20 minutes without pen and paper, specifically to show off the processing power of a new computer.
Let's define our terms precisely. We are working with a weighted, directed graph, G, consisting of vertices V and edges E. Our goal is to find the delta of U to V, which represents the lowest possible sum of edge weights between 2 points. A critical concept here is the negative cycle. If a loop in the graph has a total negative weight, you can spin around it forever, reducing the cost infinitely. In that case, the shortest path is undefined, or negative infinity.
Both algorithms rely on a concept called relaxation. Think of a rubber band stretched between 2 points. Relaxing an edge means we check, is there a faster way to get to vertex V by going through vertex U? If the distance to U plus the weight of the edge to V is less than our current best estimate for V, we update the value. We relax the tension on the path estimate. We begin with the specialist, Dijkstra's algorithm. It is the gold standard for efficiency, but it comes with a strict set of rules. Dijkstra is a greedy algorithm. It assumes that making the locally optimal choice right now leads to the globally optimal solution. The process is a loop. First, we pick the unvisited node with the smallest known distance. Second, we relax all its neighbors. Finally, we mark that node as finished. The key is that once a node is finished, Dijkstra assumes we will never find a shorter path to it.
This brings us to the critical failure point. Dijkstra requires non-negative edge weights. Why? Because it assumes that adding an edge always adds cost. If you have an edge with a weight of -10, taking a longer path initially might actually be cheaper in the long run. Dijkstra's greedy eyes cannot see this investment. It takes the cheap route early and misses the massive discount later. The speed of Dijkstra depends entirely on how we implement the priority queue. If we use a simple array, it's slow, quadratic time. However, using a binary heap makes it extremely fast for sparse graphs, operating in logarithmic time. For the theoretical perfectionists, a Fibonacci heap offers the best bounds, though it is complex to implement.
Now we move to the generalist. The Bellman-Ford algorithm sacrifices speed for robustness, capable of handling the chaotic world of negative weights.
Bellman-Ford does not guess. It is thorough. The algorithm runs a main loop exactly V-1 times. In every single iteration, it relaxes every single edge in the graph. This ensures that the shortest path information propagates through the network, one hop at a time, regardless of whether the weights are positive or negative.
Here is the superpower of Bellman-Ford. A simple path in a graph with V vertices can have at most V-1 edges. So if we run the relaxation loop one extra time, the nth pass, and we still find a distance that can be improved, it proves there is a negative cycle. We are stuck in an infinite loop of value reduction.
We can bridge the gap between these algorithms with the shortest path faster algorithm, or SPFA. Instead of blindly relaxing every edge, SPFA uses a queue to only process vertices whose distance has actually changed. In practice, this is incredibly fast, often linear, but be warned, in the worst-case scenario, adversarial graphs can make it slower than standard Bellman-Ford.
For all pairs' shortest paths, we use Johnson's algorithm. It's a brilliant hybrid. First, it uses Bellman-Ford to compute a potential value for every node, effectively reweighting the graph so all edges become non-negative. Once the graph is clean, it runs the ultra-fast Dijkstra algorithm for every vertex. It combines the safety of Bellman-Ford with the speed of Dijkstra.
These algorithms run the internet. RIP, the Routing Information Protocol, is a direct implementation of Bellman-Ford. It works on rumors, routers telling neighbors what they know. It's simple but slow. On the other hand, OSPF, or Open Shortest Path First, uses Dijkstra. Every router builds a complete map of the network and calculates the best path independently. It's faster and more stable, but requires more memory.
In conclusion, the choice of algorithm depends on your constraints. If you have non-negative weights, like physical distances on a map, Dijkstra is unrivaled in speed. But if you are dealing with financial arbitrage, abstract costs, or distributed systems where you can't see the whole graph, Bellman-Ford is the necessary, rigorous choice.